So we're here on this training field, and the best way to demonstrate what these dogs are capable of is to actually show you. So I have volunteered to be attacked. They've put me in this protective suit. They call me the human chew toy. I'm going to leave these here and wish me the best of luck. Burl Ellis says the millage rate is reviewed annually, so it could change in the near future. But some residents wonder if that will ever happen. I'm here on the scene. Law enforcement tell us that officers were pulling over a suspect of an armed robbery. When they pulled him over, the suspect opened fire, killing the deputy. Not only does the story time allow kids to be exposed to books, but they also have these interactive computers that allow kids to touch and read a book digitally. The gator spotted in these waters is just about twice the size of this guy, and he may be here just due to the season. Now here's a couple things you can look for on a cap. You want it to be marked, you want there to be a light set on top of the top of the car, and if you ever feel a little uneasy, don't be afraid to dial this number. Now I'm standing here with 2 copies of the Red and Black. This is an example of when it was published daily, and this is this week's edition. You can see the obvious size difference between the two. Now I'm here with just a small portion of this bill that cuts budgets for programs like Friends for Life. Okay, so I'm just back from being attacked by these 2 dogs. As you can see, I'm sweating, I'm out of breath. The force that these dogs strike with is like nothing I've felt before. Six arrests are the result of a massive protest outside the Capitol today. 3 juveniles and 3 adults were taken into custody while protesting the controversial House Bill 87. The 6 that were arrested are undocumented students that are being banned from continuing their education at the college level. We spoke to Dulce Guerrero right before she was arrested to ask her why she was participating.
I'm here today because I'm here to let the world know that I am undocumented and I'm no longer afraid. We have to stand up for our communities.
Some of these students have been brought here by no choice of their own and feel that it's their right to be considered citizens. Now these students blocked off MLK Drive, obstructing traffic, and that was the reasoning the officers gave for the arrests. They are charged with obstruction of traffic, obstruction of an officer, and disorderly conduct. The group says though they weren't planning on any arrests, they were well aware of the risk they were taking.
I'm willing to take that risk, so yeah, it's a risk that all of us were taking, you know, to fight for our rights.
Not only did they face arrests, but some may face deportation. Law enforcement work closely with immigration authorities, and if they find any immigration holds or criminal records, the individuals arrested could be deported. But again, this is a risk the students say they are more than willing to take.
I am willing to risk deportation for this message because I do believe that it's the right message. And like Reverend Tim McDonald said today, if you have the right message, then you should be willing to risk whatever it takes.
The 3 juveniles will be released to their parents by the end of the day. The 3 adults are being held at Fulton County Jail and may not be released until tomorrow morning. You can run, but you can't hide. It's a saying we've all heard, but when police dogs are involved, if you run, pain will probably follow. Police dogs are trained specifically to do 2 things: track and apprehend. These are the canines of Oconee, Barrow, and Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. Every Wednesday, the dog handlers from each county get together and spend about 8 to 10 hours training their canines. The first part of the training requires the dogs to identify drugs hidden in old cars. Once they find the drugs, the animal must alert its handler by sitting or lying down. The second part of the training consists of teaching the animals to apprehend suspects while still being in complete control of the handler.
Suspect, get up! These dogs are very, very obedient. These dogs are very well trained. Again, we're talking 20 hours a week training these animals to do specific jobs.
So we're here on this training field, and the best way to demonstrate what these dogs are capable of is to actually show you. So I have volunteered to be attacked. They've put me in this protective suit. They call me the human chew toy. I'm going to leave these here and wish me the best of luck. All the handlers told me that obedience is the key to why these dogs are successful and useful. These dogs attack and release on verbal commands alone.
Loss! Loss.
As I was being attacked, the handlers kept assuring me that for the dogs, it's simply a game. But it's definitely a game you do not want to play without a protective suit. Okay, so I'm just back from being attacked by these two dogs. As you can see, I'm sweating, I'm out of breath. The force that these dogs strike with is like nothing I've felt before. Although these dogs get the job done while on duty, they're not always all work and no play.
The misconception that a work dog has to stay pinned up in a kennel and can't be around other humans because of their aggression is a total and absolute falsehood.
What'd you say?
All of these canines are also pets and live with their handler at home. But if you do break the law and decide to run, just think, there may be more than a police officer chasing you. Ben Williamson, Grady News Source.
Dog clear.
A blessing and a calling. That's what Clara Wilbanks told me when I asked her about owning her business for 52 years. Jack and Jill's Educational Child Care was started in 1959. This past July, it was closed. When I asked her how she made it 52 years...
Determination. Absolutely determination. And loving to work with children.
Miss Wilbanks did everything for the daycare. She taught, she cooked, she drove field trips, did the books. The daycare has served generations of children, so I thought I'd ask her to give me a ballpark estimate of how many.
Oh my Lord. Coliseum might not hold them.
She and the children always had fun, and she even shared some funny memories with me.
That one was late coming to school one day because he'd locked himself in the bathroom. They had to get the fireman or somebody to come get him out of the bathroom.
She characterizes herself as a strict disciplinarian that helped children understand the idea of respect. And this mentality led to the daycare being so successful.
But I believe in teaching those children to have respect for adults, their parents, and their surroundings.
After 52 years, it's hard to think about doing anything else. But not for Miss Wilbanks.
What am I going to do now?
Yeah, what's the next step?
Plenty around my house that I had just kind of pushed aside.
She told me she still runs into people she's taught all the time, and they seem to thank her with a similar response.
Miss Clara, you were my second grandmama. Sure were.
52 years. Running a business for that long? Well, she must have been doing something right. Actually, probably everything. In Athens, Ben Williamson, UGA News Source. Atlanta city managers could not account for $500,000 in vehicle parts that taxpayers paid for. That's what an independent audit found after checks at city government garages. Fox 5's Morris Digg explains what the shortfall of equipment means to you. He joins us live now with the exclusive details. A DeKalb County police officer is recovering after an accident this morning. Sky Fox 5 was over the scene of Covington Highway near Scarborough Drive. The officer was taken to Grady Hospital with minor injuries. Police say the officer was responding to a call when a Mitsubishi Galant pulled out in front of him. 2 passengers in that car were also injured. Here are just a few of the startling findings. Investigators say there was a changing of answers party at the Douglas County School home of a Gideon's elementary school teacher. The report indicates Dr. Beverly Hall knew of the cheating allegations at Parks Middle School since 2006 and did nothing. Well, police have arrested a man accused in the killing of a local soldier. The arrest came after a 3.5-hour standoff. News Source's Chelsea Jeffords is live in the newsroom. Chelsea, what took it so long for him to surrender? Well, the failure of the test is now trending on Twitter, with one tweet saying, quote, "Had this been an actual emergency, you would have found out about it on Twitter 15 minutes ago." Athens residents were extremely surprised and confused at their recent power bills. Bills from Georgia Power were unusually high for 2 reasons. News Source reporter Naomi Clemens is live downtown to tell us more. Naomi, what are the reasons for these increases in power bills? A new lifelong flu shot has been developed. British scientists have created a universal vaccine called Flu-V. That could end the need for these annual flu injections. The vaccine has been found to be effective against a number of influenza types, including avian and swine flu. The shot has shown it can reduce infection and severity of symptoms. The drug development company Seek will present their results to experts in Washington, D.C. tomorrow.